Unripe papaya. Unripe papaya is one of the least known but most dangerous foods during pregnancy. While ripe papaya is often safe in moderation, unripe or semi-ripe papaya contains two harmful compounds, latex and an enzyme called papain. Latex can mimic hormones that trigger uterine contractions, raising the risk of miscarriage or early labor. Papain, on the other hand, weakens the membranes that protect the baby inside the womb. Together, they make unripe papaya a toxic food for pregnant women. In many Asian and African cultures, papaya is used to help women recover after childbirth because it encourages the womb to contract. This same effect, if triggered too early, can be devastating during pregnancy. Some people argue that you would need to eat large amounts of unripe papaya for it to be harmful. But because the potential outcome is miscarriage or preterm birth, most doctors recommend avoiding it altogether. Even ripe papaya is approached with caution. Though it loses most of its latex as it ripens, many women choose to skip papaya entirely until after delivery. Since nutrients like vitamin C and fiber found in papaya can easily be obtained from safer fruits such as oranges, apples, or mangoes, there is no nutritional reason to take the risk. This is why unripe papaya is considered one of the most toxic foods to avoid during pregnancy. Leafy greens and salads. Leafy greens and salads are usually seen as healthy, but during pregnancy they can be unexpectedly toxic. The danger comes not from the vegetables themselves, but from the microbes that can hide on them. Leafy greens like lettuce, spinach, and kale can be contaminated with parasites such as Toxoplasma gondii or bacteria such as Listeria and E. coli. These organisms cause infections that are especially dangerous in pregnancy, leading to miscarriage, stillbirth, or serious illness in newborns. Prepackaged salads are even riskier. Because they are washed and cut in bulk before being sealed, they create an environment where bacteria can survive and multiply. Listeria is particularly dangerous because it thrives in cold storage, meaning it can live inside sealed salad bags in the fridge. Eating these contaminated greens, even in small amounts, can result in listeriosis, an infection that easily spreads to the placenta and baby. To lower the risk, pregnant women should avoid supermarket pre-packaged salads and be cautious with raw vegetables. If eating leafy greens at home, each leaf should be rinsed individually under running water to remove soil, pesticides, and microbes. Salads bought from restaurants or buffets should be avoided, since it is impossible to know how carefully they were handled. While vegetables are an essential part of a healthy diet, in pregnancy the safest option is to eat them well cooked. This kills harmful pathogens while still providing the fiber and nutrients the body needs. Caffeine. Caffeine is one of the most common substances consumed worldwide, but in pregnancy it becomes a toxic threat if taken in large amounts. Found in coffee, tea, sodas, chocolate, and energy drinks, caffeine is a stimulant that increases heart rate and blood pressure. More importantly, it narrows blood vessels in the uterus and placenta, reducing the amount of oxygen and nutrients delivered to the baby. Unlike adults, babies cannot metabolize caffeine effectively. Once caffeine enters the placenta, it remains in the baby's system for much longer, overstimulating the developing heart and nervous system. High levels of caffeine are linked to miscarriage, premature birth, and low birth weight. Some studies also suggest a long-term impact on childhood behavior and metabolism. Most health organizations recommend that pregnant women limit caffeine intake to no more than 200 milligrams per day, about the amount in a small cup of coffee. However, caffeine is hidden in many foods and drinks. A bar of dark chocolate, a cup of black tea, or a single energy drink can push a pregnant woman over the daily limit without realizing it. For this reason, experts recommend counting caffeine from all sources, not just coffee. To stay safe, many mothers switch to decaffeinated options, herbal teas approved by doctors, or simply water. Moderation is key, but understanding caffeine's toxic effects is essential for a safe pregnancy. Processed meats. Processed meats like hot dogs, sausages, salami, and cold cuts are part of many daily diets, but they are toxic risks during pregnancy if not handled properly. The main danger comes from Listeria monocytogenes, a bacteria that can live in processed meats even after refrigeration. Listeriosis, the infection caused by this bacteria, can cross the placenta and result in miscarriage, stillbirth, or premature delivery. Processed meats can also contain salmonella or E. coli if not cooked to high enough temperatures. This makes foods like street hot dogs, underheated deli sandwiches, or cold charcuterie boards especially unsafe. Even reheating processed meats in the microwave may not be enough, as uneven heating leaves bacteria alive in the center. They must be reheated until steaming hot throughout. This kills Listeria and other bacteria. Cold meats eaten directly from the package, buffet trays, or picnic settings should be avoided entirely. Another concern is the high sodium and nitrate content in processed meats, which can strain the mother's blood pressure and circulation. Because of these risks, health authorities worldwide advise pregnant women to either avoid processed meats or ensure they are thoroughly cooked before consumption. Raw eggs. Eggs are normally nutritious, but raw or undercooked eggs become toxic in pregnancy because of the risk of salmonella. This bacteria can cause severe food poisoning with vomiting, diarrhea, fever, and dehydration. For a pregnant woman, these symptoms can trigger contractions or premature labor, while dehydration itself threatens both mother and baby. The danger is not only in obvious raw eggs, but in the many foods that secretly contain them. Homemade mayonnaise, hollandaise sauce, salad dressings, chocolate mousse, tiramisu, and certain ice creams are common hidden sources. Soft-boiled eggs, runny fried eggs, or lightly scrambled eggs also pose risks because the heat is not enough to kill bacteria. The solution is to eat only eggs that are fully cooked or pasteurized. Pasteurization uses heat to kill bacteria without cooking the egg, making pasteurized products safe for recipes. Labels should always be checked before purchase. In pregnancy, it is safest to avoid any food containing raw or undercooked eggs unless its safety is certain. Unpasteurized dairy. Dairy products are rich in calcium and protein, but unpasteurized milk and cheeses are toxic during pregnancy because they can harbor Listeria. This bacteria is highly dangerous to pregnant women since it can grow in refrigerated conditions and spread rapidly inside the body. Listeriosis may cause flu-like symptoms in the mother, but can lead to miscarriage, stillbirth, or life-threatening infection in the newborn. High-risk cheeses include soft varieties such as brie, camembert, feta, queso fresco, and blue cheeses. Unless specifically labeled as pasteurized, these should be completely avoided. Pasteurization, which involves heating milk to kill bacteria, makes dairy safe without changing its nutritional value. Pregnant women should carefully read labels and avoid foods made from raw milk. Hard cheeses like cheddar and parmesan, or yogurts and milk labeled pasteurized, are considered safe alternatives. While dairy is essential for bone and muscle development, only pasteurized products guarantee safety during pregnancy. Raw or undercooked meat. Meat is an important source of protein and iron, but raw or undercooked meat can be toxic for pregnant women because of dangerous pathogens. Parasites like Toxoplasma gondii can cause toxoplasmosis, an infection that may damage the baby's brain and eyes. Bacteria like Salmonella and E. coli can cause severe food poisoning, miscarriage, or stillbirth. Risky foods include rare steaks, barbecued skewers, undercooked hamburgers, or meat dishes that remain pink in the center. Even cured meats like salami or prosciutto can harbor bacteria if eaten without further cooking. Safe handling is crucial. Raw meat should never touch ready-to-eat foods, and all utensils and surfaces must be cleaned immediately. The safest rule is to cook all meat thoroughly until juices run clear and no pink remains. Freezing meat before cooking reduces parasite risk, but only full cooking guarantees safety. During pregnancy, avoiding raw or undercooked meat is essential to prevent dangerous infections. High mercury fish. Fish is normally one of the healthiest foods, but some types are toxic in pregnancy due to their mercury content. Mercury is a heavy metal that accumulates in the body over time. In a developing baby, mercury interferes with the nervous system, impairing brain growth, motor skills, and learning ability. Large predatory fish, such as shark, swordfish, king mackerel, and some tuna, contain the highest levels of mercury. For this reason, they should be completely avoided during pregnancy. Even small amounts over time can accumulate in the baby's body and cause lasting harm. Safer options include salmon, sardines, trout, and catfish. These fish are low in mercury but high in omega-3 fatty acids, which support healthy brain and eye development. Pregnant women are encouraged to eat 2 to 3 servings of these safer fish each week. By choosing wisely, they can gain the benefits of seafood without exposing their babies to toxic mercury levels. Now that you know which foods can be toxic for your baby, it's just as important to know which ones actually help your pregnancy thrive. From brain-boosting nutrients to powerful immune-supporting meals, discover them all in Every Food You Should Eat during Pregnancy Explained.